Didn't I just make this video like last month, 2 months ago, tops? And welcome to a truly deja vu inducing edition of Ben's Junk. Well, my initial plan was to wait on the SNES Classic Edition until they went on either sale or, better yet, clearance, whenever that might be. But apparently Nintendo had other plans. It was announced, I think, right around Christmas that whatever SNES classics were already on the store shelves would be it. And so, like clockwork, I went to Walmart and Target and Best Buy and so on, and they were all suddenly magically sold out. I just got lucky and got the last new one from GameStop, though I think the guy at the store was trying to tell me something. Either way, this was still cheaper than fleabang a loose cartridge of Earthbound, which is on here, which is, as of my shooting this, starting around $120. This baby was $80. Anyway, I have actually not opened this box yet, and I'm sure there's already a bunch of unboxings of this thing out there, which is fine with me because I have no desire to do one of my own. So I'm going to take a cut here, and then we'll look at the individual parts. Well, once again, I've dug out an original controller to compare to. And once again, I'm pleased to report that the new one, if you will, let me try and zoom out a bit here. The new one is right about on par. Dare I say it's perfect. The buttons seem to be the same. They respond about the same. Still got rubber for select and start. D-pads feel about the same. Shoulder buttons feel about the same. That's cool. Although I did notice, and this is nice, and a definite step up from the NES one, in that Ben's Junk I complained that the cord was too short. And here, they were a little more generous with it, and also it's nice that it's the same end on it, so I can use the adapter, or more accurately, extension cable I got with the previous one. But let me try and measure this real quick here, just loosely. So if I try and straighten it out from the top of my head, it comes down to about my shin, mid-shin, so that would put it somewhere over 5 feet. And I'm 6 feet, for what that's worth. So, yeah, at least they were a little less cheap with that this time. That's nice. And I don't have it ready for the shot. I still have it in the bags, but the HDMI cables and such seem identical. They look just the way I remembered them from the last time. They appear to be about the same length, but we'll really check that out when I hook up the console. But otherwise, speaking of consoles, this one's a little bigger than the NES Classic. The NES Classic, I think, was only about 2/3 the size of my hand, and this pops out to about my first knuckle, maybe just shy of it. But otherwise, it seems to function like a normal SNES. The power button seems to work the same way. Reset works. There's nothing to eject here, so that's not going to do anything. And I guess this opens somehow. Oh, that was easy. All right. Cool. Back looks pretty much identical to the NES Classic, so nothing new there. And also, I should note that, like the NES, there was a poster here, which is also the instructions. And let me try and zoom out as much as I can here. This is not going to be easy to look at because of how I've got the camera set, but yeah, there's no strange accessories this time that don't come with it. It's just shots from a few games. And I'm actually really looking forward to trying Super Mario World again. I do have an SNES, but I don't have that cartridge. Amazingly, I think it was the pack-in title. But I used to play that at a friend's house, and I haven't played that since about 1995, I would guess. So that's going to be a nice trip down memory lane. You know, I was the kid with the Sega Genesis back then. But anyway, otherwise, it looks good. I'm kind of looking forward to this one. Let's take a cut. We'll go on location to the main archive HQ with the big TV. I'll have this hooked up and we'll try it out. Alright, well, once again, the HDMI cable seems to come up a tad short, especially compared to everything else. And if anything, it's especially disappointing because I now have all this distance, but I can't really keep the console as near as I'd like. Let me try and really put this in perspective here. There we go. But this seems like a really long distance to sit at, so I think I'm going to move a bit closer. And I forgot to note earlier that there are indeed two controllers. So that's nice. The NES Classic only had one, and if on some odd chance, some odd off chance that there's actually a second person around here that, for whatever strange reason, wants to play video games, old ones, we can. Anyway, hopefully we're ready to rock here. Let's pop it on. And nothing so far, it's just black. Oh, there we go. And I knew this works because I actually did turn it on once already just to make sure I had a working console. Haven't played anything yet though. And it's already got me on the SNES game that I probably suck the least at, and well, that's quite a statement. So that'll probably be the one I try, but let's just flip through the titles here. We got Contra, don't remember SNES Contra, Earthbound, one of the reasons I got this, never got to play it back then. Let's see, F-Zero, I remember that one, and believe it or not, never played Final Fantasy. Let's see here, Star Fox, I remember that one. And Mario Kart, one of the few games I do have, along with Donkey Kong Country. Mario World, looking forward to trying that one again. Zelda. Alright, well, I think we're just about ready to roll here. Let's, I think it's start. Yep. Alright, and it seems like it takes a while for things to get going here, so I guess I don't really have to rush in setting up the camera. Hopefully I have the preset, the tripod preset. Alright. And let's see if I can skip through some of this stuff. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't have any heartburn with this. Alright, well there's only one of me. And let's just try and do this. Let's see here. I haven't played this in a while, so let's see. Jump. Roll. Okay. Hopefully I got... There we go. And I think, yeah, same as the roll. Cool. I'm sure there's real gamers that have spent their whole lives with this one. They're just laughing their butts off at me. But, yeah, the graphics are just as pixelated as I remember. But, yeah, this is actually just fine, really. I think I'm going to shut it off before the bots potentially have trouble. And I do want to make one more point here. So one thing I couldn't do with the regular NES Classic Edition was take any direct feed footage. So not too long ago I got this little box on Fleabay, and I'm going to see if it works. It was only 10 bucks. I have my expectations very low for this, but this isn't exactly high-def footage, so hopefully it works. But if you see a on-screen text blurb saying that it didn't work, well, I hope you understand. But otherwise, that will be it for today's Ben's Junk, and I'll talk to you again soon. And no, I don't have any intentions of covering the PlayStation Classic or any of those other ones unless I find it super cheap in a thrift store bin or something.